joining us once again.
Thank you.
Community mining, anytime we talk about it, there's a light that goes on in your eyes, and I know that you are very excited about it. What makes it so exciting for you? Because we are still battling with this illegal mining menace. How is this community mining an answer to what we do not want to see within the mining circles?
Thelma, good morning, and then morning to your viewers. You have actually answered the question. It is a very great program that has been put together by the government and being implemented by the ministry and the Minerals Commission as one of the several solutions to addressing the illegal mining menace. We have a duty to come and explain to the general public what this whole thing is about. Let me start this way. When we say community mining, essentially, the key issue here is that as much as possible, we want to encourage persons living in the community to get to do it responsibly, in a more organized way. So that is, to start with. And then two, there is no specific license called community mining, because everything that you do has to be situated within the law. So community mining schemes, what we give them is a small scale license. So community mining is nothing but a small scale operation. In your introductory remarks or welcome remarks, if you like, you had said whether we have a framework. Of course, we have our main act, and then we have the health and safety regulations. Everything is contained in there, but we develop what we call an operational manual. I think I brought it. If it can be shown on the screen, I'll be very grateful. But I'll speak to it. We have an operational manual that was developed as far back as September 2021 by the Minerals Commission. So that is it in the screen. We call it Small Scale and Community Mining Operational Manual. Essentially, the operational manual contains everything that you need to do. If you like, do's and don'ts, or everything that you need to have at the site there. So the first thing is that you must have some kind of an office, or if you like, let's call it a camp. You must have a place where you operate from. So you must have like a camp. In the camp there, you must have an office. You must have all the sanitary staff on site, how to dispose of even garbage. You must have water facilities on site. So here you go. Thelma, this is the latest one to be launched.
Where is this?
This is Mosiaso in Amansie in Ashanti region. So look at this, and then we here look at the one we've been showing. This is all over the place now. So this is a typical community mining scheme which was formally launched. So you see, this is water. With this, and you see the camp well fenced. Who is going? So that is their borehole. Who is going to wash into the water body? So they will just have to pour the water in the goat catcher, and we give them goat catcher too. So you can see that's a changing room. Okay? Just 2 weeks ago, this is the latest one to be done. In about 2 weeks, we'll do 2 more. Actually, 3 different areas were done. So this is a conference room. And then, they have light there. They have everything. What fascinates me is even the investment that they made. And these are just containers. I keep saying this thing. The law says we accept containers, we can accept wood, or we can accept block, cement. And some people have done that. Some have used containers. And even the last people have containers on site. So you see, look at it. This is first aid. At least, when someone is injured, he can get some basic treatment before they go to the biggest hospital, which is Obuasi. So all these things are contained in the manual. And then the District Inspector of Mines and Minerals Commission will have to be sure and make sure that you have all these things available in place before he relays the information to us. Then I have to tell the minister, it's all clear, we can go and launch. Look at the entrance, they even have security. They have a gold room, etc. And then the minister will give us a date. The chiefs are consulted. In fact, right from day one, the chiefs are told. This one, the chiefs were consulted. The assembly consulted. The DC was consulted. Because you see, the endeavor that takes place, that the program is launched formally, It is presided over by the chief of the area. The DC is there, the MP is invited. So this took about 3, 4, 5 months. Now, Tema, let me tell you something interesting. You see this site, they were illegal miners. They were Galamsey people who were working there. So the district officer on his normal rounds chanced upon them, and then he said they don't have permit, so they should stop it. And then he came back and said, look, having looked at the place, it's a place that we can regulate and formalize. It's not close to the water body. So he went back and announced to them that, look, we're going to give you a permit. We're going to formalize you so that you do it responsibly. And they stopped immediately.
Is that what is feeding this perception that community mining...
Before that, is this glorified Galamsey? Because you see, let me underscore this. Any community mining scheme that has not been launched by the minister or the deputy minister on the recommendation of the Minerals Commission is illegal. We don't recognize that. So people have put signboards somewhere in some bushes and some corners somewhere, and then they put a signboard there and they write on it community mining. So those are the ones the press will pick and they say, look at it, another form of Galamsey. I mean, Tema, is it not beautiful? Everything in the manual is contained there, and I would love for you to go there and do a documenting like the way you did Wasa underground. So look at this. Do you have this in a typical community, what they call a Galamsey site? So this is what we want to replicate across all the 12, 13 regions where illegal mining is taking place. So I'm very proud that people who 2 years ago have to look over their shoulders, or if you like, will have to be arrested because they were operating illegally, have now been formalized. 3 different sites. This is just one of the 3 that were launched together in a space of 2 days. You're talking about roughly 7,000 jobs, direct and indirect. So this is the kind of thing government is talking about, which the ministry and the Minerals Commission is implementing. It will take some time because this took about 3, 4, 5 months for them to put these structures together. Some started their structures somewhere in January, somewhere in February. If we have not launched, it is just because we want to make sure that everything in the scheme is captured. And we give them a good catch-up. Some even get 2 or 3, depending on the scale of production. They work over 2, 3 years, they pay. You saw the water on site. They'll just mount the machine, go and mine, and then bring it into the gold catcher, and then they are good to go. So 2 years ago, they were using mercury.
So there is a part of the booklet that talks about the requirements to participate in the community mining. And of course, you've told us time and again that this is reserved for Ghanaians only. So foreigners cannot apply to be a community mining platform.
We don't open it to foreigners. It's purely what we call it, Ghanaians.
So you have to be a group of miners.
Yeah, I'll explain
Can
that.
One person...
so who qualifies?
Yeah.
You see, under the laws of Ghana, these are the categories of person that can be issued with small-scale license. Any individual who is an adult by our law, okay, can apply and be given a small-scale license. So if you identify a place and you run it by a district officer and they are okay that it's a place you want to do mining, it's fine with us, you can say Tema Mining Company Limited. We'll give it to you. You know, we'll take it to the process and give you a license. Now, a group of people, let's say 10, can come together and say, look, we are a group of people. They have all kinds of interesting names. UBDB, come here, yeah? So 10 people can come together and say, look, we found this 20-acre land. We want to do small-scale mining. So what we'll do is I will register them with their passport, their identity, everything.
At that point, will the studies have been done already to confirm that the site is has
the mineral when the small-scale miners come to you and they say they have a place, there are 3 areas we give out. Areas that are small-scale, it's like you present your suitor to your family. You are the one who brought the man. So the small-scale miners get up and bring an area and say, look, we want to go and do mining here. Our duty at Mincom is to check and make sure that it is a place that mining can be taken properly as far as the laws are concerned.
So it's not near a water body,
yes,
it's not in a forest
reserve. Yes, that kind of thing, you know. It's not in an ecologically very sensitive area and all those things. And then we can give it to you, okay? Or about 30, 40 people can get up and say, look, we are cooperatives. We want to come and do what they call it, mining. And then they register a cooperative under the appropriate law, we'll give it to them. For the community mining, this is what we are beginning to see. A lot of the chiefs are organizing their people and coming forward and doing that. Some is being done by the MPs. Some, you find a whole community they will write a petition to us or a letter and say, look, we want the community mining here. We'll send the inspector there to go and do the inspection. Then after that, we'll do it. And then we'll get the chiefs involved, we'll get the assemblies involved, etc. That is it. So that's how it's done. So a group of people and all those things. But for the community mining, it's not an individual. An individual can apply for a small-scale license. But for community mining, it has to be a group of people who are living in a community.
So that license is issued once and not to each individual.
No, it's not issued. So, for example, this is Mosieso Community Mining. Okay, the license is issued to the Community Mining Company Limited. Of course, there are people, there are leaders who select us, let's say the directors, to lead it. We know them. And then the rest of the community get to work at the site. That is it.
So I'm looking at the facilities, the checklist. There has to be a general office.
Yeah, Tema, before you come in, you see the screen. Those are the workers. Okay? You see, even how they should dress is part of the requirements of the operational manual. We will insist. So we need to know maybe there are 400 workers here, there are 100 workers here. They have to have their working gear, their helmet, boots, everything in place. Can you see the chiefs? It tells you that everybody's involved. Is it what you see in the Galamsey site? This is what government is talking about. I mean, this is responsible mining, properly attacked. If I didn't show you this thing and tell you that it's small scale mining or community mining, you would think it's some large scale there. So that's the minister standing, the deputy minister, that's the chief who presided over the ceremony, the MP is there, and then you also have our district officers just in front of the camp where the place is being organized. So you see the chief knows, the community knows, the assembly knows, the MP knows. They are all invited. They are consulted right from day one. Okay. You can't go to a chief today and call him, come and preside over the ceremony tomorrow morning. No. This has taken months of preparation. Everybody's involved. No foreigner is involved. We added the gold catcher, we gave it to them. They made their deposit. As they work, they will pay. So ECG connected lights to them. This is a serious investment they have done. So this is what we are talking about. So 2, 3, 4 years, if we are able to replicate this across Ghana, then we can now comfortably say that, yes, we are giving meaning to people. So how do you get up and say we should ban small-scale mining? 2 weeks ago, you've given jobs to 7,000 people in 3 different sites. Look at it, very beautiful. So sometimes, when we don't come here and tell our story, people don't get to know. But for the water body no-go area, just like the way they've cleared black water, now you have the soldiers patrolling with boats. They are there. Okay? So I want people to go there and take pictures and see whether there are some champagnes and things on the black water.
What's monitoring like? Because that's really where we sometimes have a problem. People may start out doing the right thing. And so for some, once they realize that, oh, the initial inspections have been done and they've started the work, then there's a tendency to resort to some of these illegal means of operations. What's the system to ensure that they keep by the books?
So to start with, their machines or earth-moving equipment that they'll be using will be fitted with a tracking device, which will be connected to our control room at the Minerals Commission 24 hours. So when you move the excavator outside the concession, it will shut it down. So that is one by far advanced monitoring mechanism we put in place. Now this is in the Mosieso area. So the Obuasi District Office of the Minerals Commission is responsible. They're supposed to go there twice a week and make sure that the place doesn't deteriorate. Just like the way we visit the large-scale mines. So they will be visiting them. Fortunately, the offices are equipped now. They have pickups, they have all the gadgets. That is it. And they will be filing report. Officers file report monthly. So he will tell you that I went 2, 3 times to the Mosieso community site. I've seen the following. Because he takes responsibility. And the site has to be maintained the way we are seeing the pictures. I get that. I understand you. So that we don't want a situation where after a week or 2, the whole place becomes a very dirty looking place. No. It's well fenced. So that's our job. That is our job, to ensure that whatever video, pictures we are showing now, those beautiful things out there, are properly maintained.
Are community mining schemes allowed to use explosives at the mine site?
Yes, but with the permission of the Inspector of Mines. Tema, let me say this. If it is hard rock, it is rock which is localized. How do you break up the rocks? The DNA of mining is explosives. That's how you break up rocks. So, but before they can use explosives, they will have to inform the chief inspector of mines or the district officer. And then the person will come and then we'll make sure that the explosives is acquired from someone who has been permitted, because it is also a security, it has security implications. The use of explosive has security implications. So we need to know you are moving it from this magazine to this point. The person is permitted. Then the officers supervise that. Then the blasting and everything is supervised by officers. The small scale one is the laws are quite strict. So they don't just get up and use explosives. Will need to be involved if they do the blasting. Because now, if they do it, we will know. Because you see, it's not like you dig a sand and then you cover it. Okay? Like the way we are young, we take our father's car, we take it out when they travel for funerals. After that, we sweep the place. No. Because how did you break up the roads? We will get to know. The community will know, the chiefs will know. And we have educated everybody that before they can use the explosives, the Minerals Commission officer has to be there. It's not at the last scale where they are, very advanced and even moving explosives to a large scale operation requires certain permits and also for you to follow certain protocols. So they cannot get up and use explosives. Where they are quiet, how it should be transported, when to do the blasting, all those things are clearly stated. They've been educated, and they're supposed to have an engineer on site to see all those things. So if they blast without the district inspector of Minerals Commission knowing, then they fall in foul of the law. We will withdraw the license.
It's a good opportunity to recap some of the conversations we've had in the past about the regulations around explosives and even the parameters, how close you can live near a mining site, knowing that there will be explosives there. What other restrictions would that impose on the community itself? Are there age limits, for example, on those who are going to be doing the blast? What educational qualifications do they need? Are all those things checked?
Before
in community mining, is that
yes,
done as well?
Even a community mining site or a small scale miner, before you can use explosives, you have to be certified. There's something we call blasting certificate. The other day I was telling you that you cannot just get up and become a mine manager. If you read mining engineering, you have even worked 20 years and work in the best mine. If you don't have a mine manager certificate, you can't become a mine manager. You understand that? You don't expect a corporal to become army commander. You have to go through a certain process. Even the soldiers will tell you that if you go through certain route, you can't even become an army commander. It's the same thing here. So the person who will be doing the blasting must have a blasting certificate. You have to be examined. You need to be taught how to do it, and you should be good. And then a certificate issued by the chief inspector of mines that you are a blast man. So it's not as if they can just go and buy the explosives, come set it off. You should be qualified to do that. Like it's the same thing in medicine. Okay, if you are not an ophthalmologist, you can't do an eye operation or whatever, any surgery. They are specialists. It's not everything a GP can do. You are not a specialist. Okay, how do you expect a GP to go and do heart operation? You must be a cardiothoracic, whatever. It's the same thing here. So the person who will do the blasting must have a blasting certificate. He must have been examined. He must have taken the exam. And then we are sure that he's qualified to be able to handle explosives and do all those things. So they can't do it by themselves.
As a commission, we are sometimes tempted to forget that you regulate more than just gold mining. So these community mining, even though we are seeing a gold room, are they for only gold mining? Because in other conversations we've talked about other minerals that we have in the country, including even breaking of stones to get gravels in our construction and other things. Are all those things captured under community mining, or is it just restricted to gold?
For now, overwhelmingly the problem is the gold. Because that is where the problem is. 12, 13 regions, overwhelmingly, is gold. But I've seen people, for example, in the Krobo area, they're coming together saying that we want some license to do limestone, by ourselves. Yes, why not? We can do it for them if the place is available. So, other minerals we can allow if the rules permit.
And these are all opportunities that people can take advantage of. But they need to get to make.
You know what I'm happy about? These are people who 2 years ago we could arrest them. 7,500. 3 different. I've just shown you the Mosiaso site. These are people just 2 weeks. So it was commissioned 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, these are illegal miners. It took them 2-3 months to put up this structure. And the officer was going there all the time to make sure that all these things are in place. And then that time out says, they are working. They have peace. Nobody will have to look over their shoulders. Okay? It is only the Minerals Commission officer who will go there. They will file production returns. We can tell where the gold is going.
Where does the gold go?
Well, there are rules as to how you sell gold in this country.
Educate us.
Small scale gold. It's bought by now Bank of Ghana, gold for oil, PMC, and then it is shipped. So this is not Galamsey gold. Before that, this was Galamsey gold. Whatever they were doing there was Galamsey. How it was ending up somewhere, we don't know. Either maybe smuggled or something. But at least now, it is legal gold. Together with PMC, we are now introducing traceability, so that we know that the gold is coming from here. And then another thing I'm also proud about was that until 2 weeks ago, they were using mercury. But you hosted a program here, and then the lady came to talk about autism, saying that even mercury can trigger that. So just 2 weeks ago, they now have a gold catcher who doesn't use mercury. And they are working. So when we say responsible mining, they have a license, they have all these structures you are seeing live in place as per what is set out in the manual. If they have their own machine, fine, but we need to agree that it's not using mercury. Other than that, we give them gold catcher. 2, 3, 4 years they will pay. We will subsidize this for them. You saw the water on site. So ask yourself, if all these schemes and all these small scale people can sink borehole and bring water on site, who will go to the water body? Okay, so whilst government is taking all the necessary steps to evict them, like this black water thing that is going on, that they've cleared them, it also behooves on them to assist them to do it responsibly. So I'm a very proud person. Between now and December, we'll do more of this. Some may be wood, some may be block. Okay, and then we need to, because we are tired of people showing all these, those pictures, people digging, not wearing anything. But now, the way you dress is part of the requirements in the operational manual. You must have a camp. You must have all those facilities in place. Even you saw the toilet facilities, male and female. I don't know whether you saw the canteen. Okay, so here, the ladies come there and mount food joints.
So those are part of the mine support.
It's all part of it. So the ladies come there. If the video will roll again, I'll show you. As it's passing, I'll show you. Okay, you see this one? The one that is open there. Mm-hmm. Okay, like these are the office. You see, like a shed there. Yes, that is their canteen. So early in the morning, we registered all this. When they come there, display their food and everything. So they go and work, come, relax, eat nicely. There's water there. Okay, so that lady who comes there daily, there are several of them. They send all kinds of things at the site there. For us, she's gainfully employed now. So when I talk about the livelihood issue, this is what I'm talking about. She's not a miner. The 4 or 5 women who have set up the food joints at the Moses Society, they are not miners. They just wake up early morning, come and set up and cook for them. They eat. At the end of the day, she can go home with some 40, 50 Ghana there. So when I'm counting my so-called 3 million, direct and indirect, I'm counting those ladies who come to the Moses Society and come and bring them food. Now, the farmer knows that, this is sort of a sack of cassava, I'm not getting 3, 4. Even some of the farmers go and take it from other area, because now you have several thousands of small-scale miners who are working. So the woman will come and say, look, I need more cassava, I need more plantain now, because the miners have to eat.
There's a ripple effect.
That is what we are talking about, Tema. This is all that we are talking about. So why do you get up and say we should ban it?
Well, okay. they may have legitimate
You ban
concerns.
it for how long? But within 3 months, they put this together.
They may have legitimate
No,
concerns
but
about
because people are not educated. Do you understand that? 3 months, people have put this together in Mosiaso. Very beautiful. Go and do a documentary. And you can see, look at the polytank. That's water there. Who is going to go to the water body? Okay, and it took them 3 months to put this together. So do you want to ban 3 months or suspend operations? I'm very happy. So that's a borehole. Okay, the last time they brought me the report, they have not put gravels. I said, no, put gravels there. You see, they've labeled the changing room, fan, water collect. At least they will pay electricity. That is also money for the exchequer. Okay, than those who tap it illegally. So they have a conference room. Is this glorified Galamsey? I'm asking you. Find time and go there. They've taken money. Look, glass door. You don't even have glass door here at GBC. You see glass door, small scale people. Okay, that is it. Look at their doors. Very beautiful. Look at it. Office 1, Office 2.
So we community mining. There's several opportunities in there, not just for miners, but for other categories of workers as well, who will also provide mine support services.
Yes.
And before we wrap up, talk to us about what those would mean. Someone is sitting, watching us today, and is thinking, how can I be a part of a community mining scheme? Where does it start?
Now, there's several thousands of people who will be working at this site. Okay, somebody can just get up, brush his teeth, and go to the site. He can go and carry load. Okay, somebody is in a machine there digging the stuff. So he takes his abobo here, carries the load, they bring it to the gold catcher. Okay, and then at the end of the day, they pay him. Maybe some 30 or 40 Ghana or whatever, he goes home. Rather than sitting down not doing anything. You understand that? So he carries his bicycle or he carries his motorbike, he comes to the site. And it's well regulated because the place is fenced. So if he goes home 30, 40, 50 Ghana a day, that's okay for him. You see, so the moment you say, stop this thing, let's stop mining, you are denying these people their livelihoods. But they can do it responsibly.
Responsible mining.
This of course, this is what we call responsible mining. This has been sanctioned by us, Minerals Commission, as a regulatory body. And the minister, if he goes there and he doesn't see this kind of thing, I'm the first person he will call and say, what is this?
Because if people flout the rules and the regulations, then they will face sanctions. What sanctions are those?
Of course, the rigs will draw their license. Depending on the gravity of the infraction, they may be cautioned, they may be fined, or they may withdraw. If we have to cancel your license, then it's a very serious matter. Okay, so if the inspector goes there and the dustbin is full, it's not being emptied, he will just caution them. The next time he can give them a fine. Okay, so this one we will track their operations. We will fit tracking devices in all the earth moving equipment there. So if his area is this area, he cannot move the machine and go and work elsewhere. That is that. And I'm saying this is what we have not been doing since 1989 when lawful small scale started in 5 regions: Eastern, Ashanti, Western, Central, Upper East. What touching 13 regions, and we are complaining.
There's a lot of work to be done.
There's a lot of work to be done, but we'll get there. So people need this education for them to understand what is going on, and they have to be patient. Okay? If I didn't come here to come and explain this thing, people will not know, especially those of us who have not traveled outside Accra. But for most people, they are happy. They accepted it. There are some areas they said they don't want it, so bye-bye. But they say, okay, and I said, no, these are the rules. Follow them. Go to the protocols. Put all your structures in place. We'll come and launch for you. And the minister went there. They are happily married to each other, happily married to Minkom, happily married to Gold Catcher, happily married to the site. Very decent. And then they even have a changing room. I don't know whether you saw that. So he can wear anything, come to the site, drop his whatever,
and then wear the approved.
They are working gear.
Stacey, we'll see you next
Some
week.
even were telling me that they even put washing machine there. But for now, they have employed somebody to be washing their clothes for them. That is somebody's job.
Mincom having a seat at the table this morning. CEO of the Minerals Commission, Mr. Martin Kwekweyisi, thank you for making time. I'm sure we'll have you again to explain more of what's happening within the mining circles. And this is where we've brought you some education and information on community mining. It's small-scale mining at community level. A group of miners can come together and ask for a license with the support of the chiefs of that community. And the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources will be consulted to approve, and then Mincom will facilitate all the processes that make it possible. It's also possible for you to provide some mine support services at that community mining scheme. So even if you're not into actual mining, you can also have a business indirectly related to a community mine. So several opportunities. You can watch this whole conversation all over again on the social media handles of Minerals Commission: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Just look for Minerals Commission. Of course, follow GTV Ghana everywhere as well. The CEO of the Minerals Commission, Mr. Martin Kwekweyisi, thank you for making time.
Thank you. And I want you to say Ayiko to the Minerals Commission of Obuasi office that made this wonderful thing possible, and the people of Mosiaso.
Ayiko to all the partners that made this possible. And like Oliver Twist, will always ask for more responsible mining, more for sticking to the rules, more for protecting our water bodies, And kudos to you and your people.
You know what I'm going to do? Because you said there's a popular request for us to revisit the discussion on opportunities in the mining sector. We'll start that next week. But every time I come here, first 5 minutes, I will show a video of another community mining site. So today we've done Mosiaso.
Mosiaso, kudos to all the people of Mosiaso in the Amansie community, Amansie area of Ashanti region. And keep doing the good work. The monitors will be around, so we hope that you make Mother Ghana proud. This is Breakfast on GTV. We'll take a break. When we come, we'll give you some sugar before we rise for the midweek. I'm Thelma Taki. Follow my social media handles.